After 1 week of working my program, I've already begun to learn several things. First and foremost, I learned when I get up out of the bed, I'm going to have to do yoga stretches every morning. I've been still dealing with a very nagging pain in my lower back. Um, and it is frustrating because it just hurts all the time. I've been having problems with sleeping. I've been utilizing the stretches that I've learned from my chiropractor and the lady that stretches me there, and I've demonstrated some of those videos. Um, this week I also fell down a rabbit hole in the sense of learning more about static hold exercises. And I think that if you haven't been exercising at all, then static hold exercises are a good way to start before you go jump into a gym or anything like that. And it requires little to no equipment. At most, I'd say you might want to get a pull-up bar and a small bounce or a trampoline. Both of those seems to be good in-house of things to get going in the right direction. And I have lost a lot of pounds according to my scale because I went from 201 down to like 194, which is a lot of weight. But that first week, it might just basically be just glycogen and water weight and that kind of thing. Because um, the good news is that my lifting, I got stronger with my last set of lifts. So as I'm losing weight and I'm gaining strength, then that lets me know I'm not losing muscle, which is always a good thing. And the reason why you don't want to lose weight so fast is because you typically are going to lose muscle a lot faster because your body can access muscles a lot quicker. I have also tried to incorporate more beets because I've fallen off the wagon with that. More beets with lemon to activate that. Beets with lemon. The bioavailability is enhanced when you put lemon juice on top of beets, and I eat the raw. And I'm trying to make sure that I stay on a whole food diet more than anything else, just whole foods. The only thing I'm possibly fudging on would be the fact that I make seitan, which is a Vita-Wheat gluten mixture that creates a wonderful compound for protein. But if you're gluten sensitive, you can't use that. However, um, the other part obviously is that I've had to begin to count my macros. Not something I have resisted for the longest, but you have to count your macros because you have to account for everything. The weight in grams of food that you eat on a daily basis, what you eat, you know, and your calorie and your caloric intake. My caloric intake was probably a lot heavier than I thought it was, but now I'm dropping down to 2,600 calories a week. Excuse me, a day. 2,600 calories a day, right at 26, almost 2,700. Where I've probably been carrying about 3,000 to 3,200, somewhere around that. Just eating a lot, but just dropping the caloric intake is a big deal. And then I've also been walking a lot more, so I've been averaging at least 10,000 steps a day. What am I going to do this week? I'm going to continue with my yoga because it's essential at this point. And gaining muscle without flexibility is a painful way to exist and be stiff, and you still feel like an old person. I've said that before, and I have to remind myself over and over again. I can't stop. Um, I'm going to incorporate some static holds, which includes, hanging from the barbell, doing extended planks, horse stance, wall squat, um, upward facing dog for a period of time for holding, um, and continue to keep a close eye on my macros and my calories. That's really just the bottom line on this thing. It This is just week one, um, and in the midst of that, I'm learning that you know you don't want to go too low in your calories because then your skin starts getting flabby immediately, and that's just not what I want. Not what I want. I want to maintain the muscle that I have and not lose that. So this is where my diary ends for the first week. You're not likely to see big changes, immediately, but hopefully by the end of the summer, um, I'll be able to see changes here as well as here, um, as I continue to work on getting my package together for the November show. So continue to join me, ask questions. I'll try to share with you the supplements I'm using and all that kind of stuff. Try not to put everything in one dump or one video. We'll try to string it along throughout the process. Get tested, stay ready, live like it matters. I'm the prostate cancer guy.